Business as usual over in the Europa League as both Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur put one foot into the final. That's right, to set up what could possibly an English Europa League final. But the job's not done yet. Is there any hope left in the tank as we enter the second legs? We'll take a little look at next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. It's all about the Europa League. It's the second legs, that's right. Is there any hope for Bodø Glimt? Is there any hope for Athletic Bilbao? We'll take a little look in just a second. Because if you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want some shot for Bilbao. I mean, what am I talking about? Blackburn Rovers, World Football Europa League. We're all here under one Ruski. That's right. Spurs could actually do this and get a bit of silverware, but they've still got a tricky second leg over in Norway as Manchester United will host Bilbao in what looks like a dead rubber of a tie. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. Big shout out to the members. Big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. But what we're going to do now, though, is revisit the first legs. My predictions and, of course, yours. If you got them in there, let me know down below. So here we go. Here it is, of course, recapping the Europa League. And it's coming at you in all its glory. That's right. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about a bit of a recap of the first legs. And they're coming at you on the screen right about now. That's right. Of course, starting with a trip to Tottenham Hotspur Fancy Pants Stadium. That's right. And it was a good start for Spurs. They were 3-0 up at one stage. But that one goal for Bodø Glimt have given them a sliver of a chance. Just a 2-0 result at their place could drag this sucker into extra time. And we know what happens there. Of course, Bodø Glimt have had a crazy run to this semi-final. I think the FC20 game is it FC20 or is the Outman, one of the two. That game, it was a Bobby Dazzler. And we could have a repeat on our hands if they are to get a 2-0 scoreline to drag that sucker into extra time. What we can say is I was pretty good with my prediction. I went with a 3-1 win, got a 3-1 win, ain't too shabby. Meanwhile, Bilbao, though, at their own place at the Sam Mams, you would thought that was going to be a home banker on that one, but they just didn't they didn't take their chances, I'd say. They didn't take the chances in the first half anyway. Manchester United just did 3-0 in the end, and that looks like game, set, and match, bringing it back to Old Trafford. But you never know. Manchester United have been a little bit of a unique entity this season. So it would be typical Manchester United to just throw it all away. But it looks safe as houses, that one. Spurs, though, I think definitely got the trickiest second half when they come to the second leg. So these are those, of course, coming at you right here, right now. We're going to go to Norway first. Both matches taking place on Thursday, May the 8th. Be with you. That's right. I'm going to start with that sticky, tricky, dicky, wicky Bodø Glimt match, of course, in Norway as they host Spurs. Spurs coming into this, finishing fourth in the league phase, way back at the back end of the year, of course, as did Bodø Glimt. Just finished outside the top 8, finishing in 9th. Just played Spurs just one time, of course. But what I was led to believe is that Angie Postelegoru's Celtic have actually come across Nigel Knudsen's Bodø Glimt in the past, and they were on the receiving end of a defeat, I think, which knocked them out of a European competition. Might have been Champions League, I don't know. So they are familiar foes, and maybe a score to settle for Angie. But so far, he's got 1 foot in the bag right now with that 3-1 win. Bodø Glimt now coming into this on the back of that, just one defeat in the last 4. Spurs, 2 wins, 2 defeats in the last 4 themselves. Now, coming into the Spurs, will go to West Ham this weekend. Of course, Old London affair. They're expected to lose that game, prioritising this match. This game is huge, and of course, you might think this is going to be one-sided traffic, but go away. This match in Norway at Bodø Glimt will be something else, and it'll be very, very tricky. The atmosphere is going to be intense. They're a very passionate mafioso, the Norwegian faithful here, so I do expect it's going to be a tough off match. And honestly, I don't think Spurs are going to win this one. This tie anyway. Will they lose badly enough to send the Norwegians through? We'll see. Meanwhile, Bodø Glimt will not play another match before this game, so they're going to be all focused on this one to try and bounce back into it. The bookies' odds for this one, this game alone, they do back Spurs to win it. Bodø Glimt, the underdogs, of course. And for me, though, I think Bodø Glimt are going to win this game. I really do. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. And again, if you're savvy on the old calculators and all that kind of jazz, you might know what that does for the aggregate. We'll take a look at the score lines in a little bit. Let's hop on over to Old Trafford now, and they're taking care of what appears to be a dead rubber tie, one way. No spanners in the works here, you would imagine, for Manchester United. Or is there? Now, these are familiar foes. They played 4 times since 2012. 1 win for Manchester United, 2 wins for Bilbao, and there's been 1 draw between these two sides. But we'll go talk about that in just a second. United coming into this, they did finish 3rd in the old league structure here in the Europa League. And they're coming into this on a good bit of form, reasonable form, just 1 defeat in the last 4. Against Bilbao, 2 wins, 2 defeats over the last 4 matches. Again, that's both in domestic and European action. Let's go back to that 4 times that they have played. Manchester United have a 3-0 win on the record. That is, of course, the one that was just the other day. They've scored 7 goals against them, picking up a 1.75 goals a game ratio. As for Bilbao, they have 2 wins on the record against Manchester United. 2-1 win was the biggest. That will not be good enough. 6 goals scored against them, 1.50 goals a game on average. Now, the last 2 times they have played at Old Trafford, Bilbao come out of this unbeaten. They have yet to lose to Manchester United at Old Trafford. They picked up a 1-1 draw way back. That was a friendly, didn't really count. But when it did count, they took on Manchester United in the Europa League knockout stages. Round of 16, they come out on top with a 3-2 scoreline. They'll need to score the same amount of goals and just park the bloody bus and hopefully turn this game into something else. Coming into this, though, Bilbao will take on Real Sociedad this weekend. It's a tight game, could go either way. Sociedad just have to edge it with the bookies. Meanwhile, Manchester United will take on Brentford. They're expected to win that game, even though it's at Brentford. I don't think, actually, tell a big, fat, hairy old lie. Brentford are expected to win that game because Manchester United are prioritising this match and this match alone. The bookies know it. They've gone with Manchester United quite heavily. It's not as massively different as you would imagine. Bilbao might give them a game, of course, make it a little bit closer. But honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. Gone with a 2-0 win for Manchester United on the night. Now, again, get your calculators out and we'll have a look what that means. Of course, for Spurs, it does mean, despite the defeat on the night, they will still go through 4-3 to set up a final with Manchester United all England. I think it's the one we really want, to be honest with you. Of course, both sides been miserable in the Premier League. Both sides are looking at this as their Willy Wonka golden ticket to I don't know, the promised land, and that is the Champions League. Of course, a win would send one of these guys to the Champions League, despite having a miserable, woeful Premier League campaign. Who will get over the line? We'll have to wait and see. The bookies currently still have both English sides in the top 2. We have Bilbao, they are massively out-fancied at 50-1, but are going to have 20-1 left the trophy. Spurs are second favourite, 6-5, with Manchester United 6-5 on. So they, of course, are hotly tipped because they're in command. They look good, they look safe. Spurs still got a little bit of work to do to get to the final, but it will be a banger. And of course, we will do a Football Manager 2024 simulation of said final, whoever it is, 100 times played, and I'll calculate all the score lines, all the predictions, and give you the numbers that matter if you are interested to see what the supercomputer has to say. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I look forward to seeing them, and of course, we look forward to seeing what we have in the final. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Till then, we are done.